This is Jonathan Aggie of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Blair Cobbs, who's getting interrupted. Is it a fight call?
Huh?
Is there someone wants to fight you or something?
Oh, it looks like there's a call to from Golden Boy. They didn't like what happened in that last show with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and now they're calling Blair because they need real action, real performers, and they need the flair. Woo!
The flair. So, talk to me. Let's go through, first of all, big news. You've signed with Nappa, who of course manages Chris Eubank Jr., Tevin Farmer, a few other guys. Tell us how that came about. How did you sign with Nappa?
Well, I've noticed his work. I've noticed that he works very, very hard for the fighters that he do got, and he just needs a superstar to bring home the home run, to knock the ball out of the park, as they say. They did an incredible job. They did an incredible job with Chris Eubank in the last weeks past, and I gotta say they even did a great job with Tevin Farmer, even if he did come up short in his last few performances.
Yeah, and also Troy Williamson as well. He had a fight in Vegas. So, what do you think Nappa can do for your career at this point? Obviously, you're trying to get the big fights. He's obviously got good relationships with promoters. So, is that what you think he can deliver you?
Absolutely. I look forward to fighting consistently every year and building up to becoming the biggest attraction that boxing can possibly produce. Right now, we have a whole lot of fighters that can't quite cut the cheese. They can't quite get it. They're not it. They don't have the it factor. But I tell you, Blair the Flair always have the it factor.
Let's talk about the fights this weekend. A lot of people weren't very happy with what they saw. Starting in Times Square, let's start with the main event. Romero upsetting Ryan Garcia. What's your reaction? Were you shocked?
I don't know. I was a little shocked, honestly, but then it was a great surprise of a big upset and how Rolly showed up and showed out, because I question if Rolly still had his heart intact after suffering those losses recently, and that was great to see that. I'm super proud of Rolly, and honestly I'm super proud of Ryan too. It's just I don't believe that they were really up for the task of being in that particular stage, but they showed up and showed out. Rolly did his thing, and it was a huge upset.
And Devin Haney kind of laboured past Ramirez, but he got the win. What was your thoughts on his performance?
Devin Haney's performance was the worst performance out of all of them. I wasn't mad at Ryan Garcia losing to Rolly Romero at all. I wasn't mad at that. That even because the thing is, Rolly was not really a tune-up, but the fighter that Devin had was definitely a tune-up, and he looked horrible. He looked like he was so afraid to get punched from getting hit the last time he got in the ring with Ryan, that it just looked horrible. He was running so much that us, the people, were just begging for him to stand there and fight, at least spots of fighting, but this time he just moved so much that the only thing that was impressive was the fact that his legs was never stopping. He moved far more than he thrown any punches, and that was the only thing that was incredible. I did not like the performance at all.
So do you want to see the Haney Garcia rematch?
No, not at all. I would still believe that the fight was still in the exact same way. What way? The way where Ryan catches Devin again and again with the same punches.
Moving to Saudi Arabia, we saw Canelo Alvarez beat William Skull, and then Terence Crawford Canelo was announced September 12th here in Vegas. First of all, your thoughts on the fight? One second, hold that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just pull that top plug.
This one?
Yeah.
Picking it back up with Blair Cobbs. Yeah, what was your thoughts on Canelo Skull?
It was uneventful. It was an uneventful night where we saw Canelo fight just a Joe Blow nobody and Skull, and it didn't look great at all. It was not impressive at all. And tell you the truth, if Canelo's name wasn't Canelo, who would win that fight? I don't know, honestly. If it wasn't Canelo Alvarez, would Canelo get that fight? Would Canelo win that fight? I don't know. I feel like he's slowing down more and more. And the crazy thing is, while people like me is getting better and better, he's getting worse, you know. And I just want to see, just like you guys, I want to see the Benavidez fight. He deserves, like, the people, the boxing and the people deserve the Benavidez fight, and we should not take any other fight outside of it.
Well, we are getting a different fight. Terence Crawford. Who wins that fight after what you saw on Saturday?
I don't know. I'm not really biased towards any fighter. I love Terence Crawford and what he's doing, and his ring generalship, his abilities is great and great for boxing, and maybe he has a chance. I know that Crawford is a little bit taller, and he might be able to combat the bigness of somebody like Canelo. But remember, Canelo is very, very big. He has very big, broad shoulders, a very strong neck, and like it's not going to be easy to hurt somebody like Canelo Alvarez. But who knows? I think that maybe Crawford got what it takes.
Now, just on the Times Square card, you know, obviously people were disappointed with the fights. Some people are saying that because, you know, the money's so big that fighters don't really have the ambition to fight. Would you agree with that?
No, because there's people like me that's itching, that's scratching, and can't wait for an opportunity. These fighters that's putting on these snorefests or these fights that are not as great is really a testament of promoters and matchmakers that are not quite matching these so-called fake stars properly. And the thing is, in many cases, they're in stages that they probably shouldn't be. You have people like me that is constantly upset the odds over and over and over again, only to be faced with more and more hurdles. But then you have people like Devin, you have people like Ryan that almost get no resistance and just walk through these opportunities, walk through into these opportunities only to fail. And the thing is, you have hungry fighters out there, and I just wish and I hope that these promoters and these matchmakers, and especially people like Turki Al-Sheikh that are investing in boxing, see the true potential of the underdogs that keeps boxing alive.
So give me 3 names you want this year.
3 names that I want this year: Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, a toss-up between Ennis and Conor Benn.
And what happens if you were to fight, say, Jaron Ennis?
It'll be a huge upset, which might be an upset very, very early. And he would be facing somebody that is completely unpredictable and unreliable. You can't really rely on anything besides him getting caught doing something that he thought was very successful prior to his career, and then the fall. you can look forward to him just taking a loss in that fight and seeing if he is a real man by bouncing back. Can he bounce back? Can he bounce back even in the fight after going down a couple times very early in the fight? Can he bounce back while he has somebody like just towering over him, talking and you know, he's probably never going to see somebody like Blair the Flair ever. That kind of adversity is going to be different than what he's faced ever in his life.
And then lastly, Conor Benn. Obviously had that great fight with Eubank. We were just talking about it off camera. How would a fight between you and Conor Benn play out?
Very, very similar to like the Chris Eubank fight. But I tell you one thing, I saw that fight with Chris Eubank and Conor Benn, and I was very impressed. If ever there was a great fight that's happened in the past weeks, it was that fight. And Conor Benn, I tip my hat off to him for moving up 2 weight classes to fight somebody like Chris Eubank. And even though he came up short, he still did a wonderful job. Honestly, they all did a wonderful job. It's just sometimes styles make fights, and I think people forgot that.
You know, obviously, did you see any holes in Conor Benn that you feel you would exploit?
Yeah, just basic boxing skills. Basic boxing skills, and he throws a lot of very, very hard punches that seem to never actually hit the mark, even when Chris Eubank isn't much of a mover. He wasn't even moving. He was missing a non-moving target. I saw that a lot of times, even in like the big replays, you will see Chris Eubank getting caught in a weird position, and then Conor Benn throwing like at least 2, 3, 4 counter punches, big giant counter punches, and missing. But Chris Eubank didn't move. He didn't move. Like, it just barely. It was crazy. But outside of that, I still call it what it is. It was a great performance by both fighters.
Absolutely. Blair, sign us out, the most exciting man in boxing.
Absolutely. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair the Flair. And for more exciting content, official BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! Because nobody does it better, baby.